Hey everyone, and welcome to Nisemon. I'm Nisse and I love Pokemon. And welcome to our first recap. The recap we are going to go over today is our first relaxing Sunday live stream, which were in Let's Go Eevee. We started the entire live stream with some issues because I didn't really knew what I was doing, but we got there. And then we started in this magical world. I named myself Nisse because that's my name, and I took a little trick from Babazia, which is naming my rival subscribe. So please subscribe if you like my content and want to see more from me. Then finally it was time for me to catch my first Pokemon, which were my starter Pokemon, the beautiful Eevee, which I named Eevee because I can. And as Oak says, he's never seen anyone catch their starter Pokemon themselves before, so I am clearly better than everyone because no one else figured out that everyone can buy Pokeballs, and in this version you don't have to have any other Pokemons to actually catch them. So basically everyone can go out and throw Pokeballs at them, but I was the only one clever enough to actually do it. Then we needed to get a lot of basic information about the world and the way of the Pokemon, and after that it became time for me to say bye to mom, so I quickly did that as fast as possible, and then I decided to move up north to the first city I found. That didn't help me that much because the mart worker decided that he saw a random person in the street and said, "Here is a parcel to a professor who really needs his stuff. Please, I trust you, I never seen before, to bring this to him." So, luckily for him, I'm an honest person, and I went back to Pallet Town to deliver it to Professor Oak. I could rather just have stolen it, but again, I'm a good person. I pretend to be anyway. So since I decided right away to go back south to Palatine, where I grew up and Professor Oak's lab is, I magically just teleported myself back home. Right away, Professor Oak asked me why I was back so soon. He didn't ask about the teleportation, but just why I was back so soon. Instead of actually waiting for my answer, he was more engaged with the fact that Eevee chose to sit on my head, which would give anyone a headache, but it is, and it kind of have to now, so I'm gonna live with a headache, apparently. But I gave him the parcel, and that was lucky because it was a lot of raspberries, and he decided to give them to me and my rival, of course, because I can't get anything for myself, even though I was the one delivering the parcel. Anyway, this even though I haven't even trained my Pokemon yet, and I really haven't done much with it yet, uh, I haven't even learned to pet it yet, but Professor Oak is clearly a wise man because he told me, "I think you got what it takes to become a great Pokemon trainer." Since I really haven't trained or done anything. But anyway, that actually prompt our rival subscribe to want a battle, and we're kicking his butt. Before I went back up north again, a girl stops me at the edge of the town trying to teach me a lot of basic things of the world of playing Pokemon, which people in the world of Pokemon should know about. Afterwards, she also teach me how to pet my own Pokemon. But with all of that done, it is time for us to head up north. We are fast to catch our first Pokemon, which are an Pidgey. And not only that, we are actually catching 3 Pidgeys right away. Then we meet youngster Ronnie, and since he have a level 3 Rattata, he thinks it's a good idea to battle us. And me and my Eevee OHKO him right away. After that, we run back into Subscribe, which decides to tell us about the Pokemon Center, which would have been a good idea to tell us about before we got our first Pokemon, just to know how to take care of it. But anyway, he teaches us about that, and then he walks away. Then we head on again towards west, and we find our little male Nidoran, which again are a beautiful addition to our team. So we catch it right away, and then we head into meet Subscribe once again. This time he wants to battle us after telling us about the Elite Four, which he calls the best trainers in the world. Everyone who have seen the latest seasons of the anime know this isn't true, but we're gonna beat him anyway. So since he has his little Pikachu and his little Pidgey at level 3 and Pikachu level 7, our level 7 Eevee easily beat both of them. Then we head up north towards Viridian's forest, but just before we get into the forest, we find a Caterpie, so we catch that right away. Inside of Viridian forest, we are fast to actually beat all of the trainers, pretty much Oko all of them, and we caught 6 additional Pidgeys and a Kakuna, which I of course named Kakuna Matata. After this, our Caterpie decides to evolve, so we no longer have a Caterpie, but we have a Metabot. North of Viridian Forest, we find Road 2, where we aren't done with catching Pokemon yet, apparently. So we catch another Pidgey and accidentally run into a Rattata, but decides to catch it anyway. Then we get to Pewter City, and Subscribe meets up with us once again, apparently to cheer us on, probably because he couldn't beat the gym leader himself, but luckily we are going to, hopefully. So therefore we of course make haste to Pewter City Gym, where we are turned away right away, because even though we had caught almost all the Pokemons we could, we don't have a grass or a water type. Even though I mentioned this earlier, I didn't actually check that any of my Pokemon were, because I forgot that bug and grass wasn't the same thing. Anyway, we head back south to Viridian Forest, and here we catch another Kakuna. And we are finding a Bellsprout. We kind of have to catch it, so now we have a level 4 Bellsprout who probably can't do anything against a rock gem. But, however, we got a grass type, so they have to let us in now. At Pewter City Gym, we are first met by Picnicker Amara, and she challenged us with her level 7 Geodude, which are Eevee level 11 at this point. Double kick twice, and it's done for. Afterward, we meet Camper Liam, which also have a level 7 Geodude, and the same things, funny enough, happen. Then we finally get to Brock, and I think this is it. We are finally having the big showdown. I am going to beat Brock. It will take me all of my Pokemon. I will fight for it. I'm ready. And he meets us with his Geodude. This time it's level 11, but it doesn't really make much difference, so we double kick it twice with our Eevee, and again, it's done for. So now we meet the level 12 Onyx, and I'm terrified. Growing up, Onyx were the heaviest, biggest beast I ever saw in Pokemon, and I was terrified as a child. We met so many gyms later on that may be a higher level, but the Onyx were always the one I was terrified to face. And now, with beating his Geodude at level 11, our Eevee, or Eevee as we call it, finally evolved to level 12. So it was a level 12 versus level 12 fight. I start with the double kick, and he didn't really take that much damage as the Geodude did, but he did still take a healthy amount of damage, so I was hopeful, and he did his first attack, and it barely did anything. I was shocked. I was terrified. I knew this Onyx were going to Oko half my Pokemons, but Eevee stand tall and he didn't even flinch. The Onyx attack barely scratched his beautiful fur, and we hit him with another double kick. It didn't finish up the big beast, but we were almost there. And with that, our beautiful Eevee hit him with a third double kick, and Onyx were done for. After this, we receive our beautiful badge, and Brock tells us now we can catch Pokemons up to level 20, which again doesn't make a lot of sense in this whole thing, mainly because we have a level 12 Eevee, so now we can catch level 12 Pokemon. But anyway, we hit out of the gym, and the first thing we see is Blue. Blue comes up to us and introduces himself as the grandson of Professor Oak, and tells us he was just here to scout us out, to see if we needed help, because newbies don't really know anything about Pokemon, and none of us would be able to do much about a big gym leader. However, I already beaten Brock, and his insults doesn't even faze me. And he have to admit to himself, I didn't need his help. So he turns around. He leaves me there with the famous words, "Smell ya later." And with that, guys, that's where we are at this point after our first episode of Let's Go Eevee for our relaxing Sunday. Now you are all caught up, and I hope to see you there next Sunday. It will be 14 or 2 p.m. Danish time, but the live stream is already up, so you can go in there and ring the bell if you want to join next time, and see which time it is in your country. Anyway, guys, that's where we are now, and I really hope you enjoyed it. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys!